All right. So, I said 217, but I'm gonna actually kind of get a little started now because I have some things to go over anyway that I just want to kind of recap from the last session, which was I think 2 weeks ago for C Sharp, because I skipped one C Sharp episode or one C Sharp session. Anyway, right here I have the repo on GitHub, interoperability BlackBox. And I worked through some issues last time. And basically this time I'm gonna work on the configuration options more. And maybe we'll get to exception handling, probably not. Mostly just gonna work on the configuration, working with environment variables and that type of thing. But just to recap a little bit of the complete insanity from the last session about environment variables and JetBrains writer versus code versus the command line, whatever. But before I jump right into that, let's look at these awesome badges. So I got those added last time too. That's super useful because we actually have a good build running out on Travis. Now I'm using .NET Core, so everything's Linux based. I'm not using Windows for anything. I don't think I probably will ever use Windows for anything ever again if I don't have to, because it's easier and faster to do development with .NET these days on whatever client machine you want to. I mean, you could use Windows and use Visual Studio. It's pretty awesome. You could use Mac and use Visual Studio for Mac or Visual Studio Code or JetBrains Writer on that platform. You can use JetBrains Writer on any platform, matter of fact. But on Linux, you can use JetBrains Writer and Visual Studio Code, and you have a straight up bash prompt, and it's just the OS. It's a little bit quicker, a little bit more resilient. Also, if I want to use Docker is, I don't want to go into it, but Docker is just a lot better on Unix. That's where it was built. That's where it's supposed to run. The same thing goes for a lot of the other systems in the world today. Kubernetes. What else we got? Kubernetes, Go, a lot of Go code is written straight up on Linux, Unix. That's where it was born from, and that's where it's generally developed on an ongoing basis. So a lot of the stuff that we use today is written for Linux. A lot of the time either on Linux also, or maybe on a Mac. But whatever the case is, all this stuff ends up on Linux at some point. That's effectively what runs the internet these days. What is it, like 95% of the internet or something? So I like to keep my development on Linux. It's just easier. It just tends to work better. All the stuff tends to work there that I need, etc. So that is why you see me doing the software development on Ubuntu Linux. Sometimes I switch up the distro, but for right now, Ubuntu works just fine. It enables me to do the streaming and the development and all this other jazz. So it's running here in a container as Travis sets up, does the whole build, installs all the dependencies, goes through all that, boom, runs. I guess time elapses 5 minutes. It seems pretty long, but that's kind of standard for .NET on Travis doing a container Linux build like that. And as you can see also, it by default, it runs on Ubuntu, and it's doing it on 14.04, which is super cool. To me, that's awesome. I mean, I'm very happy about doing .NET development on Linux. C# is actually a very powerful language. It's pretty rad. F# is also a freaking awesome functional language, which maybe one day I'll do some code in that again. No promises, but hey, always a possibility. So anyway, enough of me blabbering on about all that. There we go. So got all these nice statuses, no pull requests open right now. I got myself 2 issues, mentioned which one I was going to work on, got 9 closed issues. I don't know if I originally started it out this way, but I changed it to MIT. Basically, you can take this repo and do whatever you want to with it. No guarantees, no promises of it working or not. What is this? Oh, interesting. I don't even I remember doing that part. So right now, if we do, actually, I think if I do build, It runs it, does a build locally. And I think that's, yeah, it's pretty quick. 4 seconds. Oh, maybe that was only 5 seconds in Travis. Still pretty quick. It takes like 5 minutes to pull the image and run the container though. It's kind of frustrating, but you know, gives you an idea what's up, what's not up. So my build is currently good. Let's see, what else do I have? I think I was doing it, trying to remember how I was running this last time. What's it, .NET? I've done .NET coding for a billion years, but I have almost done close to zero .NET Core stuff. One of the reasons I've decided to do C# for the stream. So I keep forgetting the .NET commands. .NET run, is it just run? Let's see here, .NET run. And then I give it the, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to go into interoperability CLI, then do .NET run, I think. No, .NET run for admin against cluster at. Oh, it ran. Okay, so if I just do .NET run in the root of the directory, it runs. So then let's do a real quick refresher here. Open up code. And what do we got? We got log, because I added the logger last episode. Oh, required assets to build and debug are needed. Do I need to add them? Yes, I thought that one was already there. So I'm going to go look at plugins real quick. Maybe it needed an update or something. Oh, Azure Terraform? What's that? Oh, sorry, getting sidetracked. Sidetracked. I should cover that one in the next Terraform session then. But that looks like a fun install one. So anyway, C# is added. I wanted that for sure. Docker is added. Yep, wanted that. So, I don't know, it says, no, I'm confused why it just told me that it needed that. It was already installed. So anyway, go back to program. So I have log, creates a new logger configuration object with the constructor, then sets the minimum level to debug, write to console, write to file, etc. And then, of course, serlog and the respective dependencies to be able to do that and execute it. So here, as you can see, the printout for let's see here, BlackBox is loaded for admin against cluster at IP. Press enter. So that ran. Did I actually press enter? Here's permission denied to modify the blank folder, but then it runs. I don't know what that's all about. We'll figure it out in a minute. So yeah, so it says press enter. That's basically what you're seeing. So, and then we get the read key, boom, and then it flushes out the log. And that is then respectively this stuff in here. One of these. So I don't need these logs actually, so I'm going to delete them at this point. Oh, does it? Oh, code. I guess I'll delete one at a time. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, and also in standard .NET fashion, here's all the built assets. Let's talk about that for a second. You got the .NET Core app 2.1 here. You got bin and object. So object has the assets cache, all this other stuff in the DLL and PDB, just like here. The DLL is basically the binary that has all the code bits that it's going to execute. And then, oh yeah, I guess it doesn't build the executable when you just do .NET run. So let's see what it does when you do .NET build. Build in 2 seconds. And then I'm not at the right directory level either, because there's multiple pieces to this solution. All right, there we go. So there's my scripts, my helper script. Okay, that pulls the Docker images for that stuff. That's all fine and dandy. And here's the test, the CLI, which I thought it put the executable in that directory when it does a build, but I don't know. Anyway, back to fashion. We saw it build, it pulls both of those variables out of environment variables. Okay, so it's log information at user and then at whatever, and then BlackBox, username, BlackBox, contact point. So if we look at the BlackBox object, which is instantiated right here, let's see here, go to definition. Okay, cool, it brought it to me. It goes out and gets the environment variables that are assigned to these environment variables. Now, I'm going to actually change this to this and make the environment variable situation a little bit simpler. So I'm going to go out to my bash and change my environment variables, and we're just going to go with the username, password like that, and then the contact point is this. So if you're on Mac, you need to go and do bash profile. Here in Linux land on Ubuntu, I do .bashrc and then source that file that I just changed. So now if we echo the variable, which was what? Let's hear it. DSE6 username. There we go. Got the username, and then of course password and contact point. There we go. Yeah, so everything's there. We know everything's there. And if I go into the CLI and I do a .NET run, it'll run again and it will show that it found, oh, look at that, loaded for admin against that. So that's weird because actually, let me save that. Maybe it didn't pick that up right. That might have been it. So let me run it again to work out that little kink. All right, there we go. That was right. I just hadn't saved the file, so it built the old file, which didn't pull the right environment variable. Okay. So that works. Pulls from environment variable. And one more refresher from last week, which was super hell of annoying. And I think JetBrains needs to fix this. But when it runs from here, to run this, I have to go in and, oh, phooey, where do I set it? I don't even remember where I set it. Oh yeah, edit configurations. You have to go in and set the environment variables here. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but it's kind of frustrating because it's out of sync with what you're actually doing in the system, right? That's kind of not cool. I expect my system variables to be the ones that I am working with in process at that point. Now it's cool, I guess, in a development environment, in some situations, to just be able to inject this stuff from the interface like this, but I don't know. I'm just hesitant to really be a fan of doing it this way. But I am going to go in here and let's get rid of this and let's synchronize it with what's in my bash profile. So first I'll go code. Let's open up the bash profile, bash RC, whatever. And we're just going to go with username and password. Username and password is there. Okay, so this one is going to go away. And then this is going to be the writer password. And this is going to be the writer username. And this is going to be a little bit different too. I'm going to make this that. Actually, let's go back in. Boop. And do 192.168.0.1. All right, cool beans. So now I should be able to, another one of these situations also where this doesn't, there's a delete. When I can just hit delete. So let's do that. And then that. And then that. Okay. So the BlackBox CLI is all set. Per what I updated a minute ago, this should have, just username and password and contact point. So now if I go look in the test, and if I use this weird environment variable stuff, which let me look at what I set it as again. Yeah, so I have the writer username, the writer password, and then a local thing. So if I go into test in writer, I could say new BlackBox, confirm connection. Okay, that I think that breaks, but new BlackBox. Yeah, I don't. Let's just say assert dot whatever, and we'll say box dot username. What's username? Not username. Let's say the writer username, right? What did we get? Come on, tests. 0 test. That's hilarious. I have a test right here. What is it doing? What does this say? Oh, weird. Looks like some updates are needed. Update it. We'll go look at that in just a minute. Why are my unit tests not? It doesn't like any of my unit tests. Run all. Okay, there we go. That looks like the way it's supposed to look. No? Okay, fail. Let's do this and run a debug on that sucker. What is it actually getting? Whoops, little Opeth interjected there. All right, so now we have box. Oh, null everywhere. So this is a continuation of, well, just excuse my French. This is a continuation of this shit where you're not synchronized, right? So the tests aren't going to load up environment variables, and they're not going to load up environment variables for the CLI. So in this particular situation, trying to run unit tests against the CLI in JetBrains Writer is probably just not going to really work at all. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to just do some weird stuff to wire it up to make it work, which would probably be not super logical and not very intuitive if anybody had to come and look at the project after the fact. I mean, maybe there's some reasoning. Maybe there's a way to do this that's cleaner that the JetBrains Writer crew have thought of, because seriously, I got a lot of respect for the Writer crew, all of JetBrains. They've built some amazing products over the years, but I'm kind of perplexed about what is going on here in this particular situation. So anyway, I'm going to close Writer for right now because it's making me nuts. We'll go back over here and let's actually we're just going to continue with Visual Studio Code and the CLI. That's what I'm going to do. Let's go in these tests and see what we can do. I think, like, let's see your .NET help. You have test, right? Doesn't it have a test or something? Yeah, test, run unit test using the tested runner specified in a .NET project. Okay, so if I do .NET test here, or is it just test? Just test. Why is my stupid NuGet folder crapped out? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, so look at this. This is perfect. All right. So the test ran and blew up, which is kind of sort of what I would expect, because that, for one, that's not the name. It's Cassandra. So let's see if fixing it will actually do anything. Oh, look at that. Sweet. 2 seconds. Yeah, that makes me happy. I feel like we made some progress. Oh, sorry, I had my goofy face all over the test. Sorry about that. Got it back in position though, so now you can see it. All right, so now that we got the test working there, I'm just gonna make some goofy tests. It's been so long, I don't really know the good practice to follow with. Let's say confirm database environment variables exist, and then I don't know if I should do it this way, but just a quick and dirty of things. What is it? Code. Yeah, not a password, and then 6. Okay. Oh yeah, semicolons. Gotta have semicolons, because you need those things in not JavaScript. So this is password. Probably should hash that or something even in that form, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. Contact point. All right, there we go. So that should run. This is not really necessary at the moment. And honestly, like, you don't really test configuration. You don't really need to do that. You just get it working. It's just going to work. But the reason I'm doing it is because I'm kind of relearning XUnit, and I just want to make sure that how this works with .NET Core, right? Because it is different than how it works in JetBrains Writer. It's different than how you would traditionally do this with Visual Studio and or Visual Studio for Mac. So, it's good to be familiar with how you're going to develop something ongoing and which way the tools are actually going to behave when you do this. So at this point, I have those things working. So that one test works. Well, actually, it says 2 passed. That still always ticks me off. If there's an empty test, it should just fail, in my opinion. So assert.fail. Do you have that? No. Assert.equal this test is empty. It should blow up. Whatever. Denied to modify the user.net user shared. No. Fallback folder. Oh, let's go take a look at. Oh, watch me open up JetBrains Writer for this. How do you do NuGet help? Oh, NuGet's not installed .NET help. Is there a way to add a package of reference? Clean list, migrate, NuGet, additional NuGet commands, create a new .NET project. Let's do .NET NuGet help. What? How about .NET Help Nougat? Oh, that's pretty rad. Okay. I'll take the web page instead of a man page. .NET Nougat locals. Clears or lists locals. Oh, let's do that. .NET Nougat locals. No cache type was specified. Clear. Oh, let me do this. .NET Nougat locals. Yeah. Still. What is this crap? That's what happens on other stuff too. Oh, and I'm on .NET version 2.1.401. Okay. Oh, that's kind of unrelated. Now, how do you update .NET? You just do .NET update .NET, right? .NET tool update .NET. Oh, well, okay. Let's do update.net. No, not that. Not in downloads. Oh, I did this with. I used apt-get to install it, so I should probably use that to do any update. Sudo apt-get install .net. Oh, it's another process using it. Another process shouldn't be using it. Maybe this is. Ah, that stupid thing is busted. Oh, let me look at this real quick. No, not Yum, Ubuntu. The apt-get is. Could not. Oh, hell. Sudo shutdown, restart now. Just going to restart my VM. That'll break that package lock problem. During the Terraform session, when I killed that, the installation update thing for Ubuntu, it must have not really stopped correctly, obviously, because I killed it. So what I'm doing now is just transitioning or just rebooting so that it'll restart without the lock being in place on the package manager. Probably could have killed it, but this will be quick. All right. So, whoa, wires everywhere. Empty trash. Open up all the bits again. Whoops, that's just opened up everything I didn't want to. Cool. All right, so we're basically right back to where we were. Get this over here. I don't know how you lock the edges on Ubuntu, but you can lock the edges so it moves back and forth in sync. But anyway, this is good enough. I don't want this, and I don't want go. Think so. We'll come back to you. All right. Here we go. Oh yeah, see, it opened up to that correct point there. All right, so sudo apt-get install.net SDK 2.1. Oh, really? Sudo dpkg configure -a. Oh, shit. Grub install device. Sure. Yes. This just seems largely unnecessary for this virtual machine. But it can do that for a minute, and we'll continue onward. So with .NET, re-JSON. No, let's do configuration, CLI configuration file. What would be a good thing to do for configuration? That's what I want to know. .NET doesn't seem to be super intuitive in CLI land. We got an F# guide too, so getting started. Oh, Visual Basic still is okay. I'm not gonna get tripped out on that. Derailed. So let's maybe go with. Oh man. So it does beautiful desktop apps for Windows and Mac OS. That's cute. What about web apps and services? Real time with SignalR. Let's look at that for a minute. SignalR is an open source library that simplifies adding real-time web functionality to apps. This might be something that we want to do something with. WebSockets, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're gonna come back for that too, unless y'all want to actually dive into that. We'll actually work on this sample. Let's make it work. Make it work. Make it happen. Oh, look at that. This is what. No, I'm not GUI-ing stuff. It's like a direct conflict with the .NET, the new .NET mindset of CLI first. Ugh. So anyway, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the .NET SignalR stuff. Maybe do something with that later, but meh. Need to. I do want to get some configuration stuff going on with the CLI, but here's the problem. From what I can tell, CLI.net, configuration CLI.net, yeah. Command line interface tools, .NET command, that's, oh, maybe I should write, maybe it's better to look up console, because it's a console app that I'm trying to do. So there's app settings. See, it seems like everything is associated to .NET, ASP.NET specifically. Maybe this is helpful. Leonid space. .NET Core application settings are no longer stored in the app config. Okay. Common approach is to create an app settings JSON file storing this kind of information. Okay, and that's what I did. I got a console. So then I want to do, yeah. Okay, let's go with this. We'll give it a go. Seems like the right thing to do. So I'm going to jump out of this junk. Go back to where program? Is that it? Yeah, okay, program as main. All right, let's see here. We want to do an I configuration. So we're going to have to get a loader method going on here in a second. I configuration config equals new. Just filling crap in for me. Configuration. Do we have this yet? Builder? No. Well, what's this say? Using Microsoft extensions configuration. What does this example have? Using the Microsoft? Yeah, okay. That sounds cool. No, I don't need a generic type. Just, yeah, there we go. Type configuration, extensions configuration, Microsoft extensions configuration. Yeah, and then here, I should be able to get configuration binder. How about builder? And we'll do a dot add JSON file. No? Appsettings.json. Okay, so there's a problem there. Problem. What does this one say? This is from May 2017 also. Why does it specifically have to be app settings anyway? Appsettings.json. That's CenturyLink, you suck. Don't come up in here like that. Sniping my traffic. How to download Azure Key Vault. Oh, we should totally, I should probably set that up at some point just because it's pretty awesome. I'll show you how to do it. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. How to use environment variables. Yep, did that. Writer freaked me out for a whole session. Storage, app settings. Yeah, that's the JSON, but let's go ahead and add the file. The app settings.json. We'll put that junk in it. And then provider, Azure Key Vault, command line, custom, in memory, sequence of configuration providers. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a good thing to tout. Program dictionary, and then main. Oh, this is a bummer. I don't want that stuff. What does it say? Config. Isn't that what I have? Configuration builder dot add something dot build. No? Add JSON file accepted. A first argument of type configuration builder. Post builder. No. Oh, arguments. Arguments must be blah blah blah. So I don't want to add command lines. I wanted to pull it from the damn file. Oh, I bet. Commandline.net publish. Ballard software. That's a thing. Yeah, I see there's something build. I knew that, but like this has been aired out since I hit dot. Mr. Easterbrook. Why is it aired out? Or does code just do that? Should I just build it and it's just going to magically work then? I'll actually be pissed if that works. Because sometimes things shouldn't work. What? Come on, code. Okay, now I'm mad at code too. So I'm mad at code and JetBrains writers. JetBrains writer don't do environment variables right, and this is telling me something is wrong when it's not. So if I see a red squiggly line in any other IDE for .NET, that means it's not going to build. But this one, oh, it builds. Right, but it's not in the, it built. How did, okay. Whoops. So if I do this and Microsoft dot, would you, extensions dot configuration dot JSON. Okay. Now, is that going to make the thing go away? I see this. It doesn't even say that it exists. Memory. Put memory in. Maybe that'll make it work. Oh, let's do Microsoft dot extensions dot configuration dot JSON, and then let's do a build, and maybe it'll just pull the dependencies, right? Now, see, that broke. I'm gonna throw the .NET compiler out of the window. Oh, and just dear readers, viewers, as you may know, this is not me being mad. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. I just get pissy or whatever. Whatever somebody wants to say. Anyway, this works, but the other thing doesn't work. Oh, now it doesn't work at all. See, now the whole bloody thing is broke. What the hell? Do I need to save the file again? See, this character has these two usings, and then adds to the JSON file right here via the configuration builder using this method and using this method to build it. What does this say though? This has the thing you were talking about, Lena Droid. I have to. So .NET add package. Oh, what is that package? Do I have to type the whole thing? Yeah, you're right, Ryan. I should do it the .NET Core way, because every time I try to do it the old .NET way, everything breaks. And then I get .NET Rage. All right, where is this? Do I have to type this whole thing? Probably. Add package. It says package Microsoft.extensions configuration.json is compatible with all the... Why would it say it's compatible? Anyway. Please add. Oh, and stop it with the permission denied thing. I shouldn't do that right now. I'm going to break something else. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. That got it working. Still, though. See, JetBrains... Anyway, yeah. Yep. All the different things. Got to pick a way and do it that way, I guess, is the clear path forward. .NET build. .NET run. Let's see here. Take. So that looks cool. It ran. Okay, now I don't really have anything in the... It's not doing anything with that stuff, so... Cute. So let's do... Just add some stuff here. So string first. No, actually, let's do string. What did I call? Oh, DSC 6 username. Let's go with username. Do I already have that in here? I do. So config. So can I do DSC 6 username like that? Right? Should work. And then I have to go in here and do DSC 6 username. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Find out in just a hot second. This username. Oh, it's getting to be that time of the day. Information. So BlackBox also sees this. I'll do that. Say user. Sweet. Okay. Oh, well. So didn't get this, though. Actually, let's do this. Can we write a thing in there? Right line. Config. Address get section. Config.get section. Oh no, you probably can't, so I'll probably need to do this. Anyway. DSC6 username. The username. And DSC 6 password. Password. And contact point. 26.661. There we go. So then I got that junk in there, so let me copy that, make sure I got it right. This should be this, right? Well, that's what he's got over here. Okay, I got a null. So no value in there still. Do I need to do need to pull the config? This builds it. I guess it doesn't load it though. It says read configuration. Actually, let's do this. Should actually be in, start some refactoring here already in the BlackBox. So yeah, that's the cluster check and the constructor. Load this. Will it add using that? And then, come on, add the other thing. Okay, no, don't add it then, whatever. Added that, and then I need to do that in this other project. Enter. Yeah, .NET add package. Then can I take it out of this other one so I don't have goofy thing? Oh, this is the deal. Yeah, so I don't need that in here anymore. I just edited a project file. That seemed so dangerous. Set base path. Oh, like set base path right here before the config altogether. Oh, or, okay, I see what you're saying. Set base path. Oh, weird. Directory dot get current directory. Is that really what it is? Yeah, let's try that. What? Don't bitch about it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. Shall try. So now I can do let's see here. Actually, if config dot no config username C6 username. Actually, I should do that. DSE6 username. We'll at least have it be the same as the ones in the environment settings. Maybe I'll change it later. It should be that way for now. Config username. All right, that's what it says. So if actually I'm gonna put it in a variable just to be able to look at it easier. What is it? It's string dot is not null or empty or white space. Yeah, we'll do that. Null or empty or white space. UN. Then do this else if environment dot get environment variable. Oops. Do set like so. There we go. Else if string dot is null white space. So basically, if it's, I actually want to do this one first. If it's an environment variable, that's cool. But if it is a if it's configured for the CLI, it needs to use that. And yeah, I know it's not null or empty or white space. It's null or white space. I just think it's kind of funny that they're all there for all sorts of weird scenarios. Okay, so if that's good, then I can do these. Wait, so this is environment variables. else it's going to be this stuff. So it'll be username equals config that variable, password config DSC6 password, and then contact point. Whoops, contact point config DSC6 password. There we go. So now that should work. Fancy pants. That's in the black box. So I want to move back into interoperability BlackBox CLI. There we go. And we'll run that sucker. Oh. If it's not null, do that stuff. If that's not null, do that. That worked. Sweet. Magical barbecue ponies. Or did it work? So it set the environment variables. Because, oh right, so because the environment variable is there. But we also have this. So if I say .NET run actually let's do this. So export DSC6 username equals empty string and .NET run, right? Oh god, that's gonna drive me crazy. Yeah, okay, so that worked. So then if I look at the variable, I believe it's username. There we go. Okay, so I set it to nothing. So if I did the source bash or C again, then it'd be back, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So that flow works. I'm not even going to write unit tests for that because, well, we know how that works now with all the confusing disparity of craziness. I'm also 10 minutes away from wrap-up time, so it might be just wrap-up time for this one. But per that stupid message thing, oh wait, what is it? It's I do .NET run, permission to modify, deny to modify, da da da. So let's try to do sudo chown -r Adrian. I don't know what group I'm in. Add what a root. It's not. Oh geez, user share .NET SDK NuGet. I spelled it wrong. Oh, there we go. New folder. Does that fix it? Yeah, maybe. Ha! Oh, it's running to populate your local package cache to improve restore speed and enable offline access. I don't know. Kind of making me paranoid. Expanding, expanding, expanding. What is happening? Okay, it ran. So, oops, not that core. So did that fix it? Did I fix it? Yeah, sweet. Okay. So what did I just do? I did sudo, sudo own -r Adrian. So basically my user, I said root group. I don't even think that's a group. I don't know how that worked. But anyway, I just took ownership of the folder. So I don't know why I had lost ownership of the folder. That seems pretty weird, like it shouldn't have happened, but something happened at some point and I had lost ownership of the folder. So I just took ownership with that command. So if you ever see the error, there is the command to fix the error. So cool beans. On that note, okay, so we've got configuration set up with the appsettings.json file. We have it cascading through the environment variables. So if it has an environment variable, it uses that. If there is no configuration settings set, if the configuration settings exist, then it will ignore those and use those instead of the environment variables. I think I just said that right. I said it pretty fast. But the idea is that I want to be able to use one or the other. And in this case, I want to be able to ship some basic goofy app settings like this, the username, the password, etc. So there would be an example of what you can set. And it's usually a little easier. I guess like if you're going to run this on Windows, it's a little easier to set some appsettings.json if you pull the command file or the CLI than it is if you are trying to set environment variables. So at this point, you have the choice between deciding to use environment variables or deciding to use your configuration settings here. So I have those. Next session, focus point is going to be on, well, a little bit of code cleanup because this is kind of junky at this point. So a little refactoring, and then we're going to delve back into some distributed database connections and working with a Cassandra DataStax Enterprise Cassandra cluster and pulling some settings like what's going on, what's the status of the servers, server, and cluster, and the state of the cluster, and the nodes, and things like that.